What's going on, guys? No Guides here. Welcome back to another video, another FIFA 20 preparation video. FIFA 20 is just around the corner, and this video will be explaining, or I'll be kind of going through why you should be using a cheaper team now, and why this will help you integrate more in FIFA 20 when it comes out. The reason why is if let's say, for example, the team that's on my screen right now, most of you guys have had, a very good team just like this, very similar. But I think more importantly, what has happened is that you become accustomed, and then you become used to using these players. When you get a 1v1, although finishing is bad this year, you used to have a 96 pace, 96 shot Son in striker. Now, when FIFA 20 comes out, it's going to be very hard for you to adapt from using these players that are almost like they're on steroids, and then playing FIFA 20 when it comes out. Every year, FIFA 15 and 16, 16 and 17, etc., etc. I do this every year to kind of, almost you could say, realign myself to the reality of Ultimate Team. You want to start to use cheaper players like Lanzini. Now, why? When the game comes out in the first week, let's be completely realistic. You're going to be using a player like Lanzini. He's an 81 rated player. You're probably going to get him in the midfield. You're not going to have, if you're very lucky, you might get someone like, the normal informed Son. Gold Son, if you're very lucky, if you can afford him. But you're going to be using 81, 82, 83 rated players, and you see, if you're accustomed to using these players that are extremely fast and have amazing stats, good dribbling, and you go to FIFA 20, you're going to find it so difficult to adapt to the game. So that's why it's best to change now. What I would recommend is to use a 15k team. My 15k team that I made, I would strongly suggest that. But let's just say, in any case, you don't want to use a 15k team. Another thing that you can do is very smart, is you can kind of guess. Well, let's say you use a cheap team. You can kind of guess what team you want to use for the next FIFA. So, for example, this is the team that I made when the game came out. For example, some of these players are legacy players. So like Juan Fran has like over 1,000 games. I got him in the first month, the flashback SPC. Son, as you can see, these stats, these guys don't leave my squad. They're legacy players. So what you can do is you can actually make a team. So let's say you want a Premier League team. You can start putting together some cheap players, and you can basically get used to. I know technically the players will be different because the gameplay will obviously be different, but it'll help you just adjust. So you'll know, for example, when Son is on the left wing, he's got a 5-star weak foot. You can cut inside either foot. Vardy in striker, he's going to have a 3-star weak foot. So you can't do, you might not be able to shoot in his left foot. You might not be able to do, for example, a La Croquette, even though they nerfed that as well. But I'll get into that. But the point I'm trying to say is, get accustomed to the team that you want to go into. I would probably go for a cheap team, but do be careful. For example, players like Ben Yedder, obviously, I want him in the team. I did want him in the team up until last week, but now he doesn't play for Sevilla anymore. He now plays for Monaco. So obviously, he transferred from Sevilla to Monaco just over a week ago. It was finalized a couple of days ago. So now I have to change the team up. So if you're smart, you can look at the transfer news, wait for the deadline officially around the world, and see what players are moving about, and then maybe make a player. So figure out, I can have a French player, I can have like Ferland Mendy here, I can have Kimpembe here, or you can have, a French, you can have, for example, Kimpembe here, maybe you want someone else from the League One. It depends, as I said, on the transfers. That's what you want to start doing now. Believe me, you would hate me now for it, but very soon in the future you will actually thank me for it and help you adjust. The same thing with tactics. Try to use bare bones tactics. Try not to use tactics. So for example, these are the tactics I always try to use when a game comes out. I normally use a 4-4-1-1 and a 4-2-3-1. Try to go back to the bare bones tactics. If I was you, if you normally use a 4-1-2-1-2 every FIFA, then I would definitely use a 4-1-2-1-2 when the game comes out. But start using these tactics now. Start using the bare bones tactics, because you see, as you guys know, I devised some of the tactics, for example, like the blitz tactic, the 5-2-1-2 tactics. They are very OP tactics, but you see, they won't work for FIFA 20. I'll explain to you why. First of all, we don't know what's happening to tactics. But more importantly, these tactics could change. I mean, you never know. An EA dev might watch the video and be like, wow, this 5-2-1-2 is so OP, let's patch it. We don't know. But more importantly, you won't have the players in place to play. As you know, this 5-2-1-2 tactic, I've been, you could say, creating this tactic since November. However, for obvious reasons, you couldn't play this tactic because you needed players who are really good. For example, Sandro and Kyle Walker both have very high stamina and very high pace. when the game comes out, let's say you make a Premier League team, Kyle Walker's going to be like 90, 70, 80, 90k. You're not going to be able to afford him. You might be able to afford, for example, Ricardo Pereira, who might cost, I don't know, about 10k, even though he's a lot of money, or someone like Bellerin in the Premier League, you see. And these guys, they don't have even the stamina, let alone, maybe they have the pace, but maybe they don't have the stamina to do it. So if you're used to playing the 5-2-1-2, which I know a lot of you are, you're going to struggle if you go straight into FIFA 20 using this formation. Try to go back to bare bones. I would go with a 4-4-2, 4-1-2-1-2 second variation, or 4-2-3-1. Try to go with, I would say, you know my 4-2-3-1 tactics that I made for that video? It was like this, I think. Drop back, long ball. I would definitely go for this. Go something bare bones, something basic. So when FIFA 20 does come out, if there is any major changes, you can easily adapt. And this is one of the key things I do every single year. It's kind of refreshing the system. Now, I know probably some of you are saying, you know, I got these really good players, I want to, you know, play them now because they're amazing players. Okay, that's fair play, but don't forget, we only have, I think, on the 30th of August is the last weekend league that I think for FIFA 19. Commencing that from the 30th and ending on the 1st September. After that, there's no weekend league. But more importantly now, best of packs, best of players and packs, best of batch 3 are no longer in packs. So is it even worth playing FUT Champions now? So let's say, for example, you're a Gold 1 or Elite 3 player. There's nothing to really play for, really, to be honest now. I mean, unless you want to get, you know, some players. And don't forget, team of the season players, a lot of them, their prices are just not even getting sold. So like, for example, Ben Yedder, I bought him for 1.5 million, but he's stuck at 160, 155. No one's buying him. So it's kind of the point. What I would say is, I would say now for FUT Champions, start using the cheaper teams. Don't get me wrong, you're going to struggle a lot. You know, it's not going to be no walk in the park by using cheaper players, but it'll help you to easily adapt to the game. Because a lot of people, what they do is, especially now, I've not, obviously you can't speak about the beta whatsoever, but what a lot of people do is, when you play, for example, let's say FIFA 18, for example, then you play FIFA 19. People are so used to using prime moment icons towards the end of FIFA 18, you know, the World Cup mode that used to R9, that when they go to FIFA 19, it's such a big transition, and that's why they get hit really badly in the first week. Now, you can argue in the first week, that's when you, first couple of weeks of FIFA 20, you want to have the best performances. So that's why it's best to adjust now rather than later. So if I was you, the next 2 weeks, the next 2 weekend leagues, start using cheaper teams, start getting used to using new players, and start devising more and more, you can say, squads for cheap players. I'll probably get into this next week when I, you know, create some of the squads, but start creating squads with players that you can actually use. So for example, this is just the English Breckie squad. This is the one that I used a couple of months ago, about May time. I would like to create something similar. So I would like to have, you know, Lala left back. I'll probably go with maybe Mendy right back, Lala left back, Mendy left back, Lala right back, and probably Kimpembe, and I probably have someone else cheap, a French player as well. Something like that. Just try to create a team now, so then when FIFA 20 comes out, you can be prepared. But don't worry, I'll go over this when the game gets released. Don't forget, they release the top 100 rated players. When that comes out, I'll start making concept squads with you guys, and then we'll talk over, you know, potential players you can use. But that's what you really want to do. One other thing I would like to say as well, the one final thing, is in regards to this is, you can argue, a debatable one. Try to stop using or stop going with the broken mechanics. Now, let's be completely real. As they clearly said, FIFA 20, they're going to nerf Lacoquetas. They said they're going to nerf first time. Well, they didn't say, but we're going to presume they're going to nerf first time shots. They agreed on the pitch notes that they're going to work on it. So if you're used to spamming Lacoquetas, it's not going to work in FIFA 20, end of story. If you're used to running down the wing with someone like a Neymar with 5-star skills and doing an alternated cross, it's not going to work anymore FIFA 20. So stop. So if you play a specific style, I mean, I'm not saying everyone does, but there are viewers, and there's nothing wrong with it. But let's just say you're used to abusing mechanics. Stop. Start playing bare bones FIFA, basic FIFA, simple passing game, simple shooting game. That's what you want to do. You should completely stop using. Because think about this, right? If you play the abusive mechanics until the last of FIFA 19, FIFA 20 comes out, you're going to struggle. You might not even know how to do a simple 1-2 anymore, because you're so used to going down the wing, spamming an alternator or flick up, doing a first time shot outside the box, or more importantly, just doing some Lacoqueta spam. It's not going to work anymore. It's going to be much more harder. So definitely go back to that. Anyway, that's the video. We'll probably get into it more when the demo comes out, and then I can start recording footage. Obviously, I can't speak about the beta, nor can I release footage. But for now, that's what I will do. Give you guys a head start. You guys will hate me now, but I guarantee you, in about 3 weeks' time, when FIFA 20 gets released, you'll be thanking me that I told you to do this. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching my video. I appreciate all comments, feedback. If you have any other suggestions that you want me to make videos to help prepare for FIFA 20 prep, please let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Take it easy, boys, and I'll catch you in the next one.